The Ten Commandments. These words echo through millennia, carrying a weight of history, morality, and spirituality. Found in the ancient texts of the Bible, specifically in the books of Exodus and Deuteronomy, the Ten Commandments represent a foundational pillar of Western civilization and religious thought. Given to Moses by God amidst the dramatic backdrop of Mount Sinai, these commandments offer a concise yet profound code of conduct, guiding humanity towards righteousness, justice, and a life lived in harmony with the divine and with one another. The Ten Commandments are not merely a set of ancient rules, they are timeless principles that continue to resonate in the modern world. Their influence can be seen in legal systems, ethical frameworks, and the moral compass that guides individual lives. Understanding the Ten Commandments, their origins and their enduring significance provides invaluable insights into the development of human civilization and the ongoing search for meaning and purpose. To truly appreciate the profound impact of the Ten Commandments, we must journey back in time to the events that led to their revelation. This journey takes us to a period of immense hardship and divine intervention, a time when the very foundations of faith and law were being laid. The story begins with the Israelites enslaved in Egypt, their cries for freedom reaching the ears of God. For generations, they toiled under the harsh rule of the Pharaoh, their spirits crushed by relentless labor and oppression. Their suffering was immense, and their hope for deliverance seemed distant. It is here that we encounter Moses, a Hebrew raised in the Pharaoh's court, who is chosen by God to lead his people out of bondage. Moses, though initially reluctant, becomes the central figure in this divine mission. His unique position in the Egyptian court and his deep connection to his Hebrew roots make him the perfect intermediary between God and the Israelites. Through a series of miraculous events, including the parting of the Red Sea, Moses leads the Israelites out of Egypt and into the wilderness, embarking on a journey towards the Promised Land. This miraculous escape is not just a physical journey, but a spiritual one, symbolizing the transition from slavery to freedom, from despair to hope. This exodus from Egypt marks a pivotal moment in the history of the Israelites. It is a testament to their resilience and faith, a collective experience that binds them together as a nation chosen by God. The journey is arduous, filled with trials and tribulations, but it is also a journey of faith and divine guidance. No longer slaves to an earthly Pharaoh, they were now a people chosen by God, destined for freedom and a unique covenant with the divine. Their identity as a nation is being forged in the crucible of the desert, where they learn to rely on God's providence and guidance. It is within this context, against the backdrop of the desert wilderness, that the stage is set for a momentous encounter between God and Moses on Mount Sinai. The barren, rugged landscape of the desert serves as the perfect setting for this divine revelation, emphasizing the stark contrast between the earthly and the divine. An encounter that would forever shape the destiny of the Israelites and leave an indelible mark on human history. The giving of the Ten Commandments is not just a historical event, it is a foundational moment that continues to influence religious, moral, and legal systems around the world. This divine encounter on Mount Sinai is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the timeless relevance of God's laws. The book of Exodus describes how Moses ascended Mount Sinai, enveloped in a cloud of divine presence. There, amidst thunder and lightning, God spoke to Moses, revealing the Ten Commandments inscribed on 2 stone tablets. This dramatic event marked the establishment of a covenant between God and the Israelites. God promised to protect and guide his chosen people, while the Israelites, in turn, were expected to live by the principles enshrined in the Ten Commandments. This covenant, sealed with the giving of the Ten Commandments, transcended a mere legal agreement. It represented a profound spiritual bond, a relationship built on obedience, trust, and the pursuit of righteousness. The Ten Commandments, therefore, were not merely a set of rules, but a reflection of God's character and his desires for his people. By upholding these commandments, the Israelites were not only demonstrating their obedience, but also aligning themselves with the divine will, striving to embody the qualities of justice, compassion, and holiness that characterize their God. The first four commandments focus on humanity's relationship with God, emphasizing reverence, worship, and respect for the divine. These commandments serve as a foundation for a life of faith, guiding believers in their spiritual journey and ensuring that their actions align with divine principles. "You shall have no other gods before me," declares the first commandment, establishing the singular nature of God and forbidding the worship of idols or other deities. This commandment underscores the importance of monotheism, a central tenet in many religious traditions, and calls for exclusive devotion to one supreme being. The second commandment prohibits the creation of graven images for the purpose of worship, emphasizing the spiritual nature of God and discouraging any attempt to limit or define the divine through physical representations. This commandment challenges believers to seek a deeper, more personal connection with the divine beyond physical symbols and images. The third commandment focuses on the importance of respecting God's name, forbidding its use in a flippant or disrespectful manner. This commandment highlights the power of language and the need to use it with care, especially when referring to the divine. This commandment highlights the sacredness of language and the need to treat words, particularly those associated with the divine, with reverence and care. It reminds believers that words have the power to uplift or harm, and that they should be used thoughtfully and respectfully. The fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, establishes a rhythm of rest and worship. This commandment encourages believers to take a break from their daily routines and dedicate time to spiritual reflection and renewal. By setting aside one day a week for rest and reflection, the Israelites were reminded of God's sovereignty over time and their own need for spiritual renewal. This practice of observing the Sabbath fosters a sense of community and shared faith as families and communities come together to worship and rest. The Sabbath, a day of rest, a time for reflection. The Sabbath commandment holds a unique place among the Ten Commandments, serving as a bridge between the commandments that focus on humanity's relationship with God and those that govern interpersonal relationships. It is a day set apart, a sacred time that invites believers to pause and reflect on their lives, their faith, and their connections with others. The Sabbath, a day of rest and spiritual reflection, provided a time for the Israelites to step away from their daily labors and reconnect with their families, their community, and their God. It was a day to cease from the relentless pursuit of work and productivity, allowing space for contemplation and renewal. This practice fostered a sense of unity and shared purpose, reminding the Israelites that they were not merely individuals, but part of a larger community bound by their covenant with God. The communal aspect of the Sabbath was vital, as it reinforced the bonds between people, creating a network of support and mutual care. The Sabbath also served as a powerful reminder of God's role as creator and sustainer. It was a day to marvel at the wonders of creation, to appreciate the beauty of the world, and to acknowledge the divine hand that orchestrated it all. By abstaining from work, the Israelites acknowledged their dependence on God and their trust in His provision. This act of faith was a testament to their belief that God would provide for their needs, even when they were not actively working to meet them. This practice challenged the prevailing notion that human effort alone determined success and prosperity, emphasizing instead the importance of rest, gratitude, and faith in a higher power. It was a countercultural statement that true success and fulfillment come from a balanced life that includes rest and spiritual nourishment. The Sabbath, therefore, was not merely a day of inactivity, but a time for spiritual rejuvenation, reflection on God's goodness, and strengthening the bonds of family and community. It was a day to recharge, to find peace in the midst of life's chaos, and to remember the deeper purpose of existence. The Sabbath was a gift, a divine invitation to step back, breathe, and find solace in the presence of the divine and the company of loved ones. The remaining 6 commandments focus on interpersonal relationships, outlining principles for building a just and harmonious society. Honor your father and your mother, the 5th commandment, establishes the importance of filial piety and respect for authority. By honoring their parents, children learn to respect authority, appreciate the sacrifices of previous generations, and contribute to the well-being of their families and communities. This commandment also recognized the vital role of parents in shaping the moral character of their children. By instilling values of respect, obedience, and gratitude, parents played a crucial role in transmitting the principles of the covenant to future generations. The fifth commandment, therefore, served as a cornerstone of societal harmony, fostering respect within families, which in turn contributed to a more stable and just society as a whole. The sixth commandment, "You shall not murder," stands as a powerful testament to the sanctity of human life. It declares that every human being created in the image of God possesses intrinsic worth and dignity. This commandment prohibits the taking of innocent life, emphasizing the need to protect the vulnerable and uphold the value of human existence. In a world often marked by violence and conflict, this commandment serves as a stark reminder of the preciousness of life and the need to resolve disputes peacefully. The sixth commandment challenges individuals and societies to create a world where all human life is cherished and protected, where violence is rejected as a means of resolving conflict, and where peace and justice prevail. It is a call to recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every person, regardless of their background, beliefs, or social standing. The seventh and ninth commandments, "You shall not commit adultery," and "You shall not covet your neighbor's wife," focus on the importance of fidelity, trust, and integrity within relationships. These commandments recognize that healthy relationships are built on a foundation of trust, commitment, and respect for the sanctity of marriage. Adultery, a betrayal of trust and commitment, undermines the very fabric of these relationships, causing pain, division, and mistrust. Similarly, coveting another person's spouse, even without acting on those desires, breeds discontentment, jealousy, and disharmony. It fosters a spirit of entitlement and greed, undermining the bonds of community and respect between individuals. The seventh and ninth commandments therefore serve as safeguards for healthy relationships, promoting fidelity, integrity, and a commitment to building strong, lasting bonds based on mutual respect and trust. If you found this video useful, please share your experiences in the comments below and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't go just yet though, watch the next video on your screen.